Hi, my name is Gurmeet Manku, and this presentation is AICR Foods That Fight Cancer. So what prompted me to make this video is that I chanced upon this article at AICR website about 7 to 10 days ago. And it is exactly this screenshot here on the left-hand side. And since then I've been thinking I should really share with people what I see in this picture. Okay, so AICR is American Institute for Cancer Research. It's a bunch of scientists. They are well respected. So every 10-12 years they come up with the thick reports. They summarize what do we know about cancer prevention. They make infographics for laypersons like me so that people like me can understand what to do. So in this picture I noticed, so one picture is whole grains. They haven't chalked out any specific whole grain, but they're showing a bunch of different whole grains out here. Two pictures are beans. This picture is actually colorful, different beans. We can call them pulses, or we can also call them beans, peas, lentils, or beans, peas, legumes. So one of them has been chalked out as a special one, soy food. And I remembered, I have read that, some foods have emerged as cancer protective by studying Asian populations, especially China and Japan, because the rates of cancer used to be very low. It's been observed in many subpopulations from Asian countries. So soy foods stand out, yes. Nuts and seeds, two pictures. One of them is flaxseed, the other is walnuts. Among the seeds and nuts, flaxseed and chia seed are two special nuts and seeds in which the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio is very high. So it's 3 plus, for example. And there are additional studies I remembered, flaxseed and cancer, there are studies showing it's cancer protective. So I see that here. Beverages, two pictures, tea and coffee. So I don't drink coffee because of many other reasons. So, but it's shown here. And I remembered, green tea, again, comes from those Asian studies on Asian countries like China and Japan, cancer protectiveness. We can also have antioxidant-rich teas like hibiscus tea and a few other teas. But here is what stood out. Okay, so this is 19 pictures have fruits and vegetables going on, okay? So many colorful pictures, rainbow colored, and I see a lot of different food groups here. For example, there are leafy greens. For example, kale is leafy green, Brussels sprouts are leafy greens, right? Spinach is leafy green. I see a bunch of cruciferous veggies, they have been called out, and I remembered, they are cancer protective. We also have the allium family, which is like garlic, onions, and others in the family. We also see berries. I see 2-3 of them. I see some raspberries listed here, cherries, grapes, cranberries. So that's the berries class. And I see a bunch of other fruits, and I see some other vegetables. Okay, so 19 pictures, including all the special foods that I've heard they're cancer protective. They're all kind of listed here. Okay. Now, what is missing? So I was expecting an herbs and spices to be listed. For example, turmeric with a pinch of black pepper. And in general, a lot of herbs are known to be anti-inflammatory, rich in antioxidants. I was expecting something there, but to my surprise, it's not here. So maybe there's not enough evidence as per AICR that we should list them here. But I'm hoping in another 10-20 years, it will emerge here. Mushrooms are missing. Mushrooms are one of those foods that come from Asian studies like China, Japan, low rates of cancer in subpopulations there. So maybe in some time, they will emerge. Additionally, I noticed there is no animal foods in any of these pictures, right? There is no meat, there is no fish, no eggs, no milk is shown anywhere, and we don't have any dairy products like cream, cheese, butter, milk, ghee, mawa, khoya. None of them is listed here, right? I also noticed we don't have any macronutrient extracts listed here. So what are macronutrients? We have 3 of them: proteins, fats, carbohydrates. So there are no oils in any picture. Oils are fat extracts. I don't see any sugars in any picture. Sugars are carbohydrate extracts, and I don't see any protein powders either. And I don't see any processed foods either. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is, when we don't have any of this stuff and the pictures are showing this, so out of curiosity, we might wonder, can I make my food plate exclusively with this stuff? Because then each and every constituent of my food is fighting cancer as per AICR. Okay. So can I compose a food plate made of whole grains, beans, some nuts and seeds, some beverages, and an abundance of fruits and vegetables? The answer is yes. Okay, so that is the insight I wanted to share with you. So there is this food plate advocated by American College of Lifestyle Medicine, ACLM, and the food plate is called Whole Food Plant-Based. Okay, this food plate is exactly what I listed here. On the right-hand side, they show whole grains, beans. You can call them beans, peas, lentils if you want. Plus a few nuts and seeds. On the left-hand side is colorful medley of fruits and vegetables. Okay. Now, ACLM advocates this food plate, and it's lifestyle medicine. It's a specialty within mainstream medicine, and I keep emphasizing that in my videos, that this is not fringe medicine. This is not alternative medicine. This is mainstream medicine. So MDs, like doctors in USA, they have carved out a specialty. Just like we have specialties like cardiology, rheumatology, right? There's a specialty called LM these days, and we can get a board certification, which is license to practice lifestyle medicine if we choose to. Okay, and today we don't have direct programs in colleges, so we first have to become a doctor and get a double board certification. But it's mainstream medicine. Okay, so this is the food plate, and it corresponds to exactly those foods that AICR has coincidentally identified. Now, there are some interesting things in the way they show it here. On the right-hand side is grains and beans and a few nuts and seeds, right? So how do we remember grains and beans? So I remember it as dal chawal, okay? So chawal, some people might think is white rice, but chawal in my mind is all the colorful rices, brown rice, red rice, purple rice, black rice, that kind of chawal. And chawal is not really chawal when I say it here. It's actually any whole grain, any millets, sorghum. There are many of them in India, for example. And dal means beans, peas, legumes. So it's kind of any combination of some whole grains and some beans. And khichdi is one example. On the left-hand side is fruits and vegetables, a colorful medley. Some are cooked, some are uncooked, and we put them all together. Now, there's something interesting on the right-hand side and the left-hand side of the food plate, okay? So let me share some insights with you as I have come to understand. The left-hand side has low calorie density. What is calorie density? It's calories per gram, okay? The stuff on the right-hand side, which is whole grains, beans, nuts and seeds, imagine holding them in your hand, right? So in one muthi is like a fistful, there's plenty of calories in a few handfuls of these things, right? Imagine holding spinach in the left hand or tomatoes or cucumber. We don't have too many calories because they're water rich. Also, the left hand side, fruits and vegetables, they tend to be expensive, okay? And dal chawal is much cheaper as compared to fruits and vegetables. Also, they are perishable, so we have to keep buying them again and again, okay? Like they won't last too long. Plus, it's much more work to clean them, chop them, mince them, assemble them. Okay, it's much easier as long as the dal and chawal is clean. It doesn't have all those stones or anything. We can just put it in water and boil them, and it's much less work. Also, when food has been prepared, it takes much longer to munch on the salad. So the time for which you have to eat the food increases. So because of all these reasons, a variety of people, I would say almost everybody, we gravitate towards these kind of foods, which are calorie dense, which is whole grains, beans, nuts and seeds, and less of this salady stuff. Okay, now the question is, if you go back, 19 pictures of fruits and vegetables, okay, and again I'm emphasizing, is it true that this stuff on the left, and they kind of tell us, right? It's minerals, vitamins, phytochemicals. What is phytochemicals? All those beautiful colors that we see around us. Phytochemicals are those beautiful colors which are found in abundance in fruits and vegetables, and also in grains and beans, especially in the skins. Is it true that if we had a bigger salad, more and more fruits and vegetables, we become more and more cancer protective? So my understanding is it makes sense to me, and that's what I do. I go for a big salad for these reasons. Okay, the bigger the salad, the better is my personal understanding, and that's what I strive to do. So in fact, I try to eat my salad before I eat any of the other stuff like grains and beans, so that I can consume more and more. A curiosity, is it possible to swing all the way towards fruits and vegetables and like very, very few nuts and seeds and dal chawal? The answer, as I understand, I haven't done this myself, is that yeah, it is possible. And this kind of a food system is called Kandamul, Phalphul, Patti-Pani, okay? And that becomes the foundation of naturopathy. So these three food groups, we can call them, are the foundation of what we can call a forest dweller's food system, like a peaceful forest dweller. For example, a saint or a sage, if they go and meditate in a forest, now they are peaceful. They don't go and kill partridges or pigeons or birds or animals, or they're not eating worms. They're not eating animal foods. They eat Kandamul, Phalphul, Patti-Pani, okay? Plant foods in their whole form. And because they are kind of remote, they don't have access to products of agriculture. For example, milk or dairy or even grains and beans. Okay, so is it possible to subsist only on Kandamul, Phalphul, Patti-Pani? My understanding is, yeah, it is possible. Very difficult to follow. So very, very few people even attempt it. But in modern world, we don't have to live exclusively on Kandamul, Phalphul, Patti-Pani. We have grains and we have beans and we have nuts and seeds. So this whole system, in a very elegant way, which brings me a lot of joy, coincides with whole food plant-based guidelines, exactly the same food groups, okay? But I still want to emphasize the Kandamul, Phalphul, Patti-Pani part, because that is fruits and vegetables, and they are amazing, okay? So we really need to eat more of those. So Kandamul, Kand is, examples are Jimmy Kand and Shakar Kandi. So these are starch-rich underground vegetables, or we can call them root vegetables. And mool is like mooli, parsnips, carrots, radish, daikon. So they're less starchy. The starchy ones, the starchiest ones are sweet potatoes, yams. And phalphool, generally speaking, is fruits and vegetables. Patti pani, they have called out a specific vegetable called leafy greens, and water. So I just thought I'll share all this with you. This is Naturopathy, and there is a Ayush Ministry in Government of India which advocates or protects and promotes multiple healing systems, one of which is naturopathy. And Gandhi used to be a big fan of naturopathy, and that's why Naturopathy Day has a relationship with Mahatma Gandhi. So let's come back to AICR. So I just showed you AICR kind of says abundance of fruits and vegetables and other whole grains and beans. So are they saying like make your food plate exclusively with those plant foods? So let me build the story. So here is an infographic by AICR. They show 10 like guidelines. 6, which I have outlined, have to do with what we put in our mouth. 5 are along this line, attenuate, reduce, eliminate something. So let's focus on the positive guideline that says eat a diet rich in whole grain, vegetable, fruits and beans. It just echoes the same message. They actually have pictures which show actual food plates, and they have a theme called New American Plate, and I have copied this from their article, and these pictures are from their website. So they are saying most Americans eat like this today, and they're suggesting, please go to a transitional plate and go to this New American Plate. What is going on is less meat, more plant, less meat, more plant. So this plate called the New American Plate, let me show you the next slide. They have a theme called 1/3, 2/3. So, and this theme has been around, looks like at least since 2020, almost 25 years ago. So they're saying, 1/3 the plate is animal foods and 2/3 of the plate is plant foods. But let's look at it carefully. So it's 1/3 or less. Even going back in time, they have been saying 1/3 or less. 2/3 or more. So some people might miss the 2/3 or more part, but I'm somebody who has chosen the or more part. My food plates are 3/3, so it is exclusively plants. Just exactly what ACLM is teaching us, as I showed you, right? Now let's go back to this article. In the very same article that they're talking about the New American Plate, they show another food plate actually. Now it doesn't have a very good, you can say a memorable name. It's another option. I wish they had called it like the super cancer protective food plate or something. So what is happening in this stage 4? And if you go to a general AICR article, they don't talk about this. Mostly they talk about the New American Plate, but the article has a stage 4, this particular article that defines the New American Plate. In this one, this is the text. They will say in this single pot meal, it's a stir fry. We can reduce the animal foods and increase plant foods, plant-based ingredients without even noticing. So what is this even noticing? Now they're saying it is possible to do this without even noticing. So why are they saying without even noticing? Because people notice, right? So I have come to understand that most people have a difficult time conceptualizing a food plate with so many plant foods and so few animal foods and possibly zero animal foods. It's difficult to comprehend and, make it agreeable that, oh, maybe I should do that or I will do that. It's very difficult for a variety of reasons. So that's why AICR is saying, consider it as an option, and what do they say? This green statement is, this plate is bursting with colorful vegetables, hearty whole grains, cancer-fighting vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals, And what is the role of animal foods? Fish, poultry, occasional red meat, used as a complement, adding a bit of flavor, extra substance to the meal. So let's look at the role of animal foods and look at the role of plant foods and what is going on here. So I just thought I'll share all that with you. So coming back to ACLM food plate, which I found harmonious with the AICR Foods That Fight Cancer infographic. This is what I do. And the nuance that I mentioned was that I try to make the salad as big as possible. This is the stuff with all those special phytonutrients and minerals and chemicals, minerals and vitamins. And if you do this nuance calculation, where are all these micronutrients found per calorie? Fruits and vegetables seem to win hands down. Now there are all these extra details like there are all these special classes, cruciferous, allium, leafy green berry. So I'll go into all these details some other day. But even if you don't know all these details, my personal understanding is if you somehow make a food plate like this, it is so much better than what an alternative food plate will look like. So I just thought I'll share all this with you and share my joy with you. It's a recap. I guess you can pause the video and see it. So I'm collecting all these videos, all these interesting articles, observations at Thankful to Plants. It's a website I'm making. It might take me a few more years. If you like these videos or the channel, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.